Hey guys, Jeff Hubie's Garage, and just wanted to do a real quick video on how to remove the rear window stainless on a Tri-5 sedan. So this one is a real good example. There is obviously the back glass is out of it. When I got the car, we found all the glass in the car. The rear window had been broken, unfortunately. Which I cannot remember. I don't think this was an Easy Eye car, so it would have been standard glass. But anyway, you could see, got a good view of, let's see if my camera can focus in. You could see the retaining clips that are underneath the window weather strip that holds the glass in. This is the rail where the rubber goes, and then these are the clips that ride underneath the rubber strip. And you could see that it just has basically some retention clips that hold the stainless in place. There's a little bit of a rubber, there's a little bit of a groove or a ridge right there. And this clip here is under tension, and it basically just snaps into place. So something you can do after the fact, when you're putting your glass in, you put your glass in with the rubber first, and making sure that these clips are in place, and then you can come along and reinstall it. But I'm going to go through a real quick video here on how to remove the stainless, and having the glass out will be kind of a help here, so stand by. Okay, so the spot that I normally start on these is the 90-degree corner piece. Now, the sedans aren't quite a 90-degree angle. They're actually a little bit wider apart, probably more like a 100-degree angle. Now, the hardtops are a little bit tighter, and I might have a hardtop stainless piece around here that I could show you. Okay, here's the differences between the two 90-degree stainless corner pieces on the rear window. The one on the left is for a hardtop, and it is almost a perfect 90-degree angle. And the one on the right is for a sedan, and it's more like 110 to 120 degrees of an angle. If you have these things in your hand by themselves, it's a little bit more difficult to tell, but when you have them side by side just like this and what you see here, it's really noticeable. But what I usually do is I usually start right here. First thing I do is, you got to get in underneath the headliner. You need to get your interior trim bow off. And then I always spray it with maybe some Croil, some type of penetrating oil. But the Croil works great. And you basically need to just spray some here on the threads of this 5/16 nut. Now you can see this one I've already loosened up. And I'm not sure how well I can do this, but let's see if I can hold the handle here. I always try to keep pressure on the stainless, and that way it doesn't move around and scratch your stainless pieces, because at some point you'll have to take these off and get out the buffing wheels, the emery and the stainless and the white rouge. Typically what I use, the Eastwood company stuff. But anyway, you can see this 5/16 nut is coming off. You can see the bolt goes, it's basically a trim clip that has a threaded bolt that goes through it, or screw, and it goes all the way through from the outside to the inside. And let's see if we can get it to focus there. So this thing should come off at this point. You just push that through, and that's what it looks like. So you can see the angle. It's not quite a 90, it's a little bit wider than that. But this basically will give you a purchase point to be able to get the stainless off of the car. Again, these tensioned clips here that hold, there's one right there, that hold the stainless in. They are on the roof. You got one right here. So that basically the tension clip fits over that lip and holds that in place. And again, these are underneath your window rubber, so you could kind of see how these go. But again, I always like to get the angle pieces off first, and you could see the other one over here. Let's see if we can get this one to focus in. Let's see, I think this one's already out also. You just push that from behind, and then it comes out. And then it's got the trim clip or mounting point that's in there, and then you could see the hole that's on the back side. This one's not in too bad a shape. This car is going to go in for media blasting, so at this point it might be loose enough to where the top bow could come off, and it looks like it's starting to already come off. So kind of work your way down here so that you're not trying to do this one-handed here. Might need a screwdriver. In fact, let me do that. If you don't want to bend and pry on this, on the stainless, you can see you got a little bit of a purchase point here for a screwdriver. Let's see. See if this will focus. So you can kind of pry that clip down, and then that will back it off of the stainless. This one just has a few of these clips in it, and again, you could that one actually popped out. So here's what that looks like. So you can see how it just grabs the stainless down here at this point, and then this is where it wraps the tab that the actual rubber seal goes over. So if you wanted to just take these out without damaging, I think this is the last one, and this one's backed out too. So we'll go around the other side and I'll show you. Okay, so with the clip backed out right here, you can see it right here, and the other clips out, this thing basically should just lift out. So there's your upper stainless bow, and then you can go through and remove all these clips. So okay, so that'll just leave us with the 3 bottom pieces. We'll leave this inside on the package tray, and same deal here. Luckily I got the trunk lid off, but you can see here to where you can probably, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way, to where I'm just going to work from this end, and I'll pry the clips on the riser portion of it off. These clips are going to get replaced, but I try to save everything because you never know if the repop stuff is better or worse than what they have out there. So that one looks like it's rusted away, so it's not doing anything, but we'll see if we can pop this one out and get these 2 here, because there's 2 of them here. Let's see. Give these a little pry up from the back side, and you can see they just kind of lift off the stainless. Okay, and then we can just pry them off here, and you can see they just pop out of place. Put that in the pile with the rest of them. So we just basically have one more. In fact, let's just go ahead and pop that one out. So again, pry on the back side here. Try to keep these intact. Now, obviously this would be a little bit different if the glass was in, but this is just kind of a down and dirty way that you could see on how all this stainless on a Tri-5 at least on a Tri-5 sedan. This would be a 2-door or a 4-door sedan, how it's held into place. The hardtops are pretty similar, but they just have different trim pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and slide this stainless that way, and then that will pull it away from this center piece, because these center pieces are really hard to find and they get damaged or lost. So I'm just going to go ahead and slide it away like so. Now you just pop that piece off, and we'll put that away. We'll save that piece because those are hard to find and we don't want to damage it or lose it. So okay, so this one's now out of place. You can see all the clips have been removed, and this is all the years of what it looks like after the factory did the work. Okay, you could see this one actually has a screw, and that's probably why the other one at the other end was rotten away. You could see that one right there. There might have been a screw in that one. Maybe it just got water in it. It is a good spot for water collection. This one, I'm going to go ahead and just, I know that screw's not going to turn real well. Probably just a little bit. Probably should just get out of the trunk here and get a, let's try a Phillips. Okay, got a little Phillips, a little bit of anti-seize, some penetrating oil. Okay, a little shot of CRC, some penetrating oil. Like I say, I usually use Croyle, but I think it's in the other shop. So let's see if we could get this thing to move without stripping the head. No, it's not wanting to move. All right, hold on. Okay, got a screwdriver with more of a blunt tip instead of a pointed tip, and a little bit more time for the penetrating oil. I'm going to do something else here. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to give it a wrap. Oh. Okay, it might be just enough. One more try. Okay, got a blunt tip Phillips with